If you are keeping an eye on the trend of sales, Sparklines is there to get the necessary insights very quickly. Sparklines are mini charts placed in single cells that help you not only visualize the data trend but also enhance data analysis. In addition, unlike other traditional types of charts, a Sparkline only needs one cell to be filled in, so it won't take up a lot of space on the worksheet. Hello everyone! Welcome to Exceldemy, your day-to-day Excel and VBA tutorial helpline. This is Hadi Bashar, and today I'll demonstrate how to create Sparklines in Excel. For this video, I'll use Microsoft Excel 365. Here is a sales dataset. This includes the month and the sales figures of 3 salespersons, Mike, Adam, and Stephen. I have created 3 types of Sparklines using this dataset. I will show you the details process now. In the first method, I will create the Sparkline using the Insert tab. You can create the Sparkline for a single row of data. To create the Sparkline for the month of January, go to cell F5. Now move to Insert tab. From the Sparkline sections, you will find different types of Sparklines: line, column, and win versus loss Sparklines. Line and column Sparklines are usually used to show the trend, whereas the win versus loss Sparkline is usually used to distinguish the positive and negative values. I will create all the 3 types of Sparklines using this dataset. Let's begin with the line Sparkline. Select the line Sparkline. This opens Create Sparklines window. In the location range field, you can see that cell F5 is already selected. In the data range, select cells C5 to E5. Now click on OK to create the Sparkline, and you can see the Sparkline is created. To create the line Sparkline for the rest of the dataset, you can use the autofill feature. Drag the autofill icon all the way down to the last cell of the dataset. In this way, you will get the line Sparkline for the entire dataset. Similarly, you can create the column Sparkline. To create the column Sparkline, in cell G5, go to cell G5, move to the Insert tab. From the Sparklines section, click on Column. This opens Create Sparklines window. As the location range G5 is selected, as the data range, select cells C5 to E5. Now click on OK to create the column Sparkline, and you can see the column Sparkline is created. Finally, apply the autofill feature to get the column Sparkline for the rest of the dataset. And you can see the column Sparkline is created for the entire dataset. Now to create the win versus loss Sparkline, in cell H5, go to cell H5, move to the Insert tab. From the Sparklines section, click on Win versus Loss, and the Create Sparklines window is open. As the location range, cell H5 is selected. As the data range, select cells C5 to E5. Now click on OK, and you can see the win versus loss Sparkline is created. Use the autofill feature to create the win versus loss Sparkline for the rest of the dataset. And from the Sparkline, you can see that there is a red Sparkline, and this indicates the negative value, whereas the blue Sparklines indicate the positive value. In this way, the win versus loss Sparkline is used to indicate the positive and the negative values. In this method, I have selected the location of the Sparkline first and then selected the data range. However, you can select the data range first and then select the location. This will give you the same result. Let's quickly explore this option. First of all, select all the win versus loss Sparkline. Go to the Sparkline contextual tab. From the group section, click on Clear. And this clears the Sparkline. Now select the data range C5 to E5 first. Move to the Insert tab. From the Sparklines section, click on Win versus Loss. This opens Create Sparklines window. And you can see that the data range is C5 to E5. Next, you need to define the location range. I will create the Sparkline in cell H5, so choose the cell H5. And now click on OK to create the Sparkline. And you can see that the Sparkline is created. Finally, use the autofill feature to create the Sparkline for the rest of the dataset. And this completes our Sparklines. You can also apply the Quick Analysis tool to create the Sparklines. To do so, select the dataset. You can see at the bottom right corner of this selected range, the Quick Analysis icon has appeared. Just in case the icon doesn't pop up automatically, you can use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Q to open the option. Here you will find different types of quick analysis options. In my case, I'll create the Sparklines. So go to Sparklines and choose column Sparkline. And you can see that the column Sparklines are created. The limitation of this method is that you can insert the Sparklines only to the adjacent cells of this dataset. You can customize the Sparklines according to your need. For example, if you want to resize the Sparklines, you can do this by adjusting the height of the row and the width of the column. Let's increase the last column width and the last row height. And you can see that the corresponding Sparklines are resized. You can create a group of Sparkline with the selected Sparklines. To create a group with the line Sparkline, first of all, select all the line Sparklines. Move to the Sparkline contextual tab. From the group section, click on group. This will create a group with the selected Sparklines. Now if you click on any member of this group, all the Sparklines will be selected with a blue border. This will enable you to perform different operations on the group members simultaneously. I will show you the details process on the later part of this video. Now if you want to ungroup this selection, move to the Sparkline contextual tab. In the group section, you'll find the ungroup option. Now click on this option. In this way, you can group and ungroup the Sparklines. Consider a scenario where you have created the Sparklines using the existing dataset. Then, you have entered 2 new records to this dataset and want to represent them in the Sparklines. You can do this with any of the existing Sparklines. However, I will show you the process for the line Sparkline. Select any cell of the line Sparkline. In my case, I will select cell F5. Go to the Sparkline contextual tab. From the Sparkline section, click on this drop-down icon of the Edit Data. Here you will find different options to edit your data. In my case, I will select Edit Group Location and Data. This opens Edit Sparklines window. Go to the Data Range field and you can see the currently selected data range is highlighted in the worksheet. Now, as you need to edit the data range, so select cell C5 to E13 and edit the location range field accordingly. Select cells F5 to F13. Now click on OK to create the line chart. You can see the data range for the Sparkline is updated. In this way, you can change the data range for Sparklines. You can highlight the data points to get a quick overview from your Sparklines. To do so, select the range of Sparklines. Go to the Sparkline contextual tab. In the Show section, you'll find 6 different options to highlight in your Sparkline. Let's check the high point and you can see all the data points that carry the highest values are highlighted in these Sparklines. And the default color for the high point is red. Now uncheck the high point and check the negative points. And you can see the negative points are highlighted in these Sparklines. In this way, you can highlight data points on your Sparkline. You can use the different show options according to your requirements. You can customize your Sparkline according to your choice. For example, if you want to change the color of the Sparklines, first select the Sparklines. Go to the Sparkline contextual tab. From the Style section, click on this drop-down icon of the style. Here you will find different available options to set as the style of your Sparkline. In my case, I will choose this shade of orange. And you can see that the color of the Sparklines are changed to orange. Additionally, you can set the marker colors. Go to the marker color. Here you will find different available options to set as the marker colors. In my case, I will choose the marker color for the negative points. In the negative points section, from the theme colors, click on black. And you can see that the color of the negative data points are changed to black in these Sparklines. Consider a scenario where your dataset has empty cells. For example, in our dataset, cell D9 is empty. That means there is no sales value for Adam in cell D9. However, the sales figures of Mike and Stephen exist. But there is no line Sparkline in cell F9. If you want to create a line Sparkline with the sales figures of Mike and Stephen, go to cell F9, move to the Sparkline contextual tab. Here in the Sparkline section, click on this Edit Data option. Now move to Hidden and Empty Cells. This opens Hidden and Empty Cells settings. The current setting show empty cells as gaps. You need to change the current setting to show sparklines. To do so, choose the connect data points with line option and click on OK. And this creates the line sparkline. Sometimes you need to customize the axis according to your requirements and convenience. For example, the size of the sparklines are based on the data range. If you go to cell G5, you will find that the size of the column sparkline of cell G5 is based on the values of cell C5 to E5. If you want to determine the size of the sparklines based on the entire dataset, that is cell C5 to E13, you need to set the minimum and maximum vertical axis values same for all the sparklines. To do so, select all the sparklines, move to the Sparkline contextual tab. From the group section, click on this axis option. This opens different options to customize the axis. Here you will see that the vertical axis minimum value options is by default set as automatic for each sparkline, as well as the vertical axis maximum values options is set as automatic for each sparkline. I will set both the values as same for all sparklines. So first select vertical axis minimum value options as same for all sparklines, and you can see that a scale of same minimum value is applied to all the sparklines. Now move to the axis options again, and as the vertical axis maximum value options set same for all sparklines, this will scale the maximum values on a same scale. In this way, we'll get the relative size of the sparklines based on the entire dataset values. Now, if you want to identify the negative values more clearly, you can set the minimum axis value as 0. To do so, move to the axis option again, and in the vertical axis minimum value options, go to custom value. This opens a sparkline vertical axis setting. In the enter the minimum value for the vertical axis, you can see the suggested value is 0. Now click on OK to apply the value. And as a result, from the column sparkline, you can see that the negative value of 100 is not represented in this column sparkline because the minimum value to show is now set as 0. However, the win versus loss sparkline shows the minimum value. In this way, you can customize the axis to better represent your chart. Another thing to note that after setting the minimum value as 0, the height of the columns has increased significantly. This will help you to visualize the data more clearly. You can delete the sparklines randomly or by group. To delete the sparklines randomly, for example, if you want to delete the sparklines from cells H7 and H8, select the range of cells, go to the Sparkline contextual tab. From the group section, click on clear. This clears the sparklines from the worksheet. Now, if you want to delete the group of a sparkline, for example, delete the column sparkline group, click on any member of this group. This will select all the group members. Now move to the group section again. Click on the drop down icon beside clear and choose clear selected sparkline groups. In this way, you can delete a group of sparklines. This is the customizations you need more frequently to apply on sparklines. I have demonstrated the step-by-step guide for creating sparklines in Excel. Hopefully, you can apply this knowledge according to your requirement and convenience. You can download the practice workbook from the video description to sharpen your Excel skills. Feel free to leave any questions, suggestions, or feedback in the comment section below. To check out our Excel blogs, you can visit Exceldemy.com. For more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching our video. Bye.